Happy Blue Friday, y'alls. It's a beautiful day here in the Pacific Northwest. We've got 49ers coming to town this Sunday on the heels of that brutal loss to the Cardinals last Sunday. So we are pretty much backs to the wall, must-win situation from this point forward. If we don't take care of business this game, that just may be it. So we got no choice, and really there's no reason why we should not be taking care of the 49ers easily, given the state of their organization. Their running back Carlos Hyde's not playing. Kaepernick's not starting. Actually, in a lot of ways I wish Kaepernick was starting, because he's sucked so bad playing us, especially up here at the Clink. So we'll see how their backup can do against us, but he's not much either. So, so I expect a pretty good bounce back by Seattle this Sunday. But going into it, we're going to have to do it without the services of Bruce Irvin, which you've probably heard is out. Just heard that Paul Richardson is also out, which is really disappointing, because he pretty much came in for like one play at the Cardinals game, made an amazing catch on the left sideline, and on that very catch, did something to his hamstring, and now he's out again. So it's like in, right back out. So on the positive side, or I guess depending on how you look at it, Seattle waived Chris Matthews and moved Kevin Smith up from the practice squad, so he'll get his first opportunity for some real debut pro-level action, the UW alum. And I don't know, it was a little bit bittersweet hearing about Chris Matthews being released. It's just after that Super Bowl game where he caught over 100 yards and a touchdown, and could have been the MVP for that game if one or two more plays had gone his way and we'd won that game. It's hard to believe that the guy who caught the onside kick to save our Super Bowl appearance against the Packers, who had such an amazing game against the Patriots, is now back on the street. He never quite got going this season, for whatever reason, and we never see it, day to day, week in, week out in practice. But it just seemed like he never was on the field much, and whether it's just because he never earned his spot, or he just didn't come into this season in shape or prepared, whatever it was. Obviously it just didn't translate into him doing much, and so I guess in that regard it's not that surprising that he was let go. But I remember for a while thinking, back in the off season, thinking Jimmy Graham, Chris Matthews, Twin Towers, two guys who to defend. It just seemed like we were going to have this amazing pair of targets to hit in the red zone, and that just never happened. It's still not happening yet. We still got to get this thing going, but I'm confident that Seattle will. 9 games in, so we're heading into the stretch here. No room for error. So, but one thing I wanted to bring up, and I've seen lots of posts, so I know most of you guys who've been following the Seahawks this week have probably had the same reaction I have, which is hearing a lot of, it seemed like in the press conference this week, there have been a little bit more griping, a little more pointing fingers by not just the players, but like Earl Thomas, but even the coaching staff. Darrell Bevell even calling out Russell Wilson for his play in the Arizona game. So I don't know how you guys feel, your reactions to that. My biggest concern, I think, really first was hearing Earl Thomas's comments. They asked him questions about, what is your chemistry different this year? What's the reason for why? It hasn't been the season you want. Do you feel like the effort has been there? Has the contract being paid to players, has that affected things? And he left certain answers that made you kind of wonder, like there's more, if you read between the lines, what is he really saying? The biggest one, I think, is where he said, for us to really move forward, I'm paraphrasing, is that we have to learn not as players and coaches, to truly forgive each other. Otherwise, we really can't move on. And I don't know what you guys all took from that, but for me, I think maybe in some degree that could be revealing of maybe the fact that some of our players, maybe we really haven't truly gotten over the loss at the Super Bowl. Maybe there has been a lack of trust, maybe between players and coaching staff, that maybe hasn't completely healed since, that final offensive play that we had that cost us the Super Bowl. Again, I'm just speculating, but what he said was interesting. Obviously, to say that you need to forgive somebody means you have one, to have felt like you were wronged, or that somebody did something wrong, and two, that you have to truly tell that person, I'm okay with what happened and we can move on from here. I mean, maybe what he's saying is we have not moved on, or maybe it pertains more to the way this season has gone, particularly obviously as a defensive player on the LOB. There have been many blown assignments, many moments where people have said, what were you doing on that play? Well, hands up, going, you were supposed to be in cover 2 or cover 3. And then, of course, Cam Chancellor's holdout. Maybe there's all these things have kind of added up to just a level of, a lack of trust that they've had in the past that's, affecting the locker room. But, it's the first time I've really heard a player really speak to it in a way that it sounds more definitive as a problem, that the team hasn't been quite as solid, quite as, when asked about the chemistry in the defensive backfield, he said, that it's not the same. So, take with it what you will, but I'd said before that this last game was going to be a test of us as fans to see how we handle this adversity, and a test, obviously, for the team, because this team is not used to losing. We've had 3 seasons of playoff appearances, and that's in jeopardy at the moment. And unless they can turn things around, this could possibly be a season that they don't go. And that's very unfamiliar ground for most of us of the last 3 years, and for a lot of these players. They've been on the team and they've always been in the playoffs each year. So, this is gonna really have to test the mettle of this team and the camaraderie that they have, and we'll see how they come out on Sunday and really the rest of the year. I mean, they have no room to make a mistake. So, anyway, that's it. Just want to leave you with that thought. I hope they can pull it off, and we can string a bunch of wins together. Again, I've kind of stopped even thinking about the playoffs and just thinking about, I just want to see, all I want to see in this game and the next few games here is just improvement in play. Obviously I want the win, but more importantly is I want to feel like I'm seeing the offense, having drives, minimizing penalties, just executing better, and on defense, just not giving up those big explosive plays that like we have done in the past. That's what I want to see. Obviously winning is great too, but I really want to see the improvement. Feel like we're not repeating the same mistakes that we have been. So, starts on Sunday. I'll be there and doing my thing. And that's it. That's about all I can say at this point. Got a new Rivals video coming up. Gonna be releasing shortly. If you're watching this now, you'll be seeing it not too long from now, within the next hour or two. And that's it, guys. So enjoy the rest of your Blue Friday. Don't forget to subscribe to NorbCam if you haven't already. Check out my website, NorbCam.com. And that's it. Go Hawks.